Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to the Art of the Oracle. I'm delighted to be able to read for you today. I have two decks of cards. Today is Tarot Tuesday on the channel, and I'm using Crow Tarot. And I'm also going to start off. Yesterday we used this Kyle Gray deck, Angels and Ancestors. Really beautiful information, so I thought I would tap in again today for additional information about what we most need to know at this time. How are you all? I'm doing well. It's been a very busy time, I'm sure, for everyone. Although the cards have alluded to us making sure that we take time to tap into our own wants and needs and make sure that we know where we're putting our energy to focus on our bodies and align with the energies in our bodies, as well as our mind, and staying out of fear if at all possible, because there's a lot of information going on. So with that being said, we're going to ask for clarity for this Tuesday on what we need to know. So what is the message coming through from the angels and ancestors? Okay, so I'm asking, we're going to take the bottom card, this one. Okay. And I'm feeling like we also need the sun. For some reason, the sun it just feels like it's part of every conversation right now. And as we were talking about at the beginning is the importance of knowing where your energy is and what's going on. I love this card. Mirror Guardian, take time to reflect. And as you can see, she's kind of looking at the Milky Way. She's looking at something outside beyond herself. But you could be looking at, yesterday the card, there was a lot of galactic information coming through with like star ancestors. And that's kind of what it feels like she is looking at, reflecting kind of on where she's been, what she is. I'm going to go to the Guardians here and see what they have to say. Yeah, it was Star Ancestor. That's what we had yesterday. And the Guardians in this book all have these beautiful jobs, right? Whether it's medicine and the mirror. It says the angels are guiding you to take inventory of your life, to take time to note all of your recent experiences, the challenges, and the strengths that you have developed during these times. Your angels want you to reflect on the strengths, in particular those aspects of yourself that you feel have not been acknowledged by others. Offer yourself approval where it's due, and know that when you give yourself credit, others will be able to as well. Yeah, so I understand that very well. Sometimes I felt like that, right? That I have worked really hard for things, and that not everybody sees that value. And I think it is very important because I mean, it starts with us, right? If we can't see our own value, how will others see it as well, right? And so with this Mirror Guardian, it's really asking us to see yourself the way you want others to see you. So I feel like the sun in the tarot cards, when the sun comes out, it's always the bettering of a situation. But I feel like it says enjoy success and happiness. So as we look back and we can acknowledge our accomplishments moving forward, I think we're also like, I feel like there's an energy coming through that is going to shine a light on something. Not just each one of our accomplishments, but like the collective accomplishments of humanity. And although it doesn't seem like it, if you watch the news, it feels very divisive. And I think that a lot of what we're seeing has to come out because we have to see it. We're shining so bright that this darkness has nowhere to hide. So it's just out there, just being, pompous and acting like it's perfectly normal to be disrespectful and to be hateful and, all these terrible things. But I feel like something is going to happen. And as I tapped in before the reading, the message is that there is something that is coming very, very quickly in the month of October that is going to show us something that perhaps we kind of all inherently knew, but just did not, have not really had a chance to acknowledge because it just feels a little bit out of the norm. So let's take a peek and see what these two cards are telling us. Look at that, strength. Card number 8, yeah. So I think what this is, part of the strength is around being able to acknowledge our own accomplishments. The Page of Wands is this outward focus on accomplishments. It's when you've gone from 1 to 10 of the wands, you've created something, and let's sing about it. Let's have the strength. Both of these two have their mouth open to the future and, you know, proudly showing where they've been and that they're strong enough to. This isn't about manpower. This is about the power of your own spirit coming through. And I love this. I'm just really noticing this sun coming in. So there's something really big that's happening, I feel like, that is showing us all. So interesting, because we have the 9 of Swords energy. This is that kind of laid up at night worrying. And you remember how I said that, you know, when both of these are upside down, I'm asking if there are, and they're meant to be upside down. I feel like the thing that this is revealing is that these things, I'm going to put them all down here, these 2 upside downs. These are all about needing to change. And because they're in reverse, I feel like that's exactly what it's showing us, is that this is where we've been. We've kind of been in this point where everything has seemed heavy and confusing and lack, right? And feeling full of conflict and just all these different dark energies that are I feel like that we've really lived with, even though we were kind of unaware that we were. And all of this, you know, what I'm hearing in my head is all this is over, even though I know it's not really over because there's an awful lot of it still out there in the world. But the stronghold of it, the needing to be, I'm literally like seeing somebody waist deep in water, you know, with arms up, just trying to get through, a soldier, so to speak, trying to get through the water so they can get to the other side. And they've just kept moving and kept moving and kept moving. And that's what this strength, it's like the resilience of the human spirit and how it's continued to move forward. And this is like the fire energy that just keeps us moving forward. And we've reached this point of success. We've reached this point of illumination. We are now being able to reflect on our position in all of the cosmos, reflect on, you know, the journey. As difficult as it was, we get to kind of look back and notice that it has been kind of heavy. Not to say there haven't been wonderful things in the middle, but there's a lot of things that have just felt harder than they needed to be. That's kind of what I'm feeling. So take this day to celebrate yourself, to celebrate your strength, and that we're now heralding in a new time. We're going to be able to look back at this old time and see the challenges that we faced and the way we've gotten our head, the way we battled, the way we felt we were in lack. And all this stuff is breaking down and coming to an end, I feel like. And it's funny because there's something about this that almost feels unreal, right? And I am reading cards. I'm reading tarot. So what is reality? Reality is whatever we believe it to be. And I think that that has something to do with it. Every day this week, I've been going outside, and these beautiful feathers have been showing up. All of them just a little bit different. And each time I get a new feather, it's like a little bit more and more and more white, right? So this is kind of like the black and the white and the gray. Some things have been very light and beautiful, and some things have been really dark and hard. And there's been a lot of stuff in the middle that's felt very gray. And I feel like I know this. I would love to hear from you. I know that I just feel so removed from so many things that are going on in the world, things that they just don't make sense to me. And when I hear people talk and the ridiculousness, and sometimes what's coming out, and they believe these terrible things that they're saying, and it's so bizarre to me that anyone would have, these limiting beliefs at this stage in our progressive world as we move forward. And I think that that's why all of this feels like below. It feels like where we've come, and then this is kind of illuminating, like when you look into a cave and it's very dark in there. And it's a little scary, but when you see it for what it is, we realize that it's just, our own beliefs in something that keeps it kind of hidden and scary. And then once we bring in the sun, which I think this card is very important, because I feel like there's energy and information coming into from the sun, illuminating all of our hearts and our minds and the cells in our body, bringing us into the light, into the ability to see all this stuff, and allowing us to roar and see and sing and move towards this new day that I think, if you're here at the channel, you're watching tarot and oracles, that's what you're doing, I think, is you're looking for somebody to tell you that it's all going to be okay. And I think the truth is it's all going to be okay, that we are really, really, truly going into a beautiful space of empowerment and freedom. And our key is to stay focused on love and on ourselves, and on the belief that I'm feeling like all of this is going to feel like a really weird dream. Like we're going to wake up. And I don't even know why I'm saying that, but that's what it feels like right now. So thank you so much for being here at the Art of the Oracle. Here's to the end of a really long, dark dream, and stepping into a new time of joy, success, and happiness. So thank you for being here at the Art of the Oracle on this Tarot Tuesday. If you're new to the channel and you like what you hear, then hit the subscribe button. And yeah, I'd love to hear from you. So thank you again. Have an amazing day. Bye now.